It's not even a speech. For me, it's like 2 lines.
Everyone in the back, you can hear me fine? Will, you hear me? Sam, no? It's not his fault. Is he in there? All right, we're going to get started with a post-dinner program here. Again, as I thought, dinner was great. Thank you, Riverdale. Thank you for everyone who helped set this evening out. I'm going to insert something here that's not in the program very briefly. Adam could not be here tonight. Something came up last minute. He sent me an email with a speech he wanted me to read off.
Yes, Dad.
It is great to see, while it is a small number, modified here with us today. You're part of the program, you're where we feed from. There's hopefully the modified, they're all in the bathroom. Never mind. Hey, you got a modified speech after? Do that when I come back up? Do that? Alright, let's go to the next stuff you gotta work on next year when you have it. So we'll go to the JV remarks and I'll do Adam's speech when I'm back up here.
I just get down.
Alright, just want to little shout out to Lori for putting everything together, team snap and all that stuff. It's sometimes a thankless job to get that all put together for us. I'd also like to thank Jen Swicki for being the JV team mom. Coaching staff, I think we have one of the better coaching staffs in the area. Thank Bo for bringing me over 4 years ago. Adam for coming back to the program, and Zach, if you'd stand up for a second. Because this is what the coaching culture is about, and instilling in people, what we are about as coaches in a program. And Zach's one of those guys we coached at a very young age, and he's come back to help out the program. So I think that's a great, he's a great role model for you guys to come back and give a little bit back to the program. Last and certainly least, Mike Econo, stand up. All right. Mike does an awful lot for me and the program. It's great having 2 coaches out there. I've worked with Mike, we just spent about 17 years now together. And it's just a really good team, and it's great to have that type of support out there. Someday we'll get them to get up here and give us a speech. Deb Ivanov, the training staff, she does a great job keeping guys on the field. Again, she kind of goes under the radar, but without people like her, we don't have players on the field. And this year in particular, especially at the JV level, a lot of little dings and knocks for the kids, and she really kept us going, kept people on the field. Big thanks to Dan Hennessy. Is he here tonight? I don't think he is. Doing the time and color commentation for the JV team, and definitely had a better pregame playlist than the varsity team. It was pretty awesome. And a quick shout out to Mike Albertson for subbing in for Dan when he wasn't around to help us out. Also a shout out to my wife Jackie, who puts up with my soccer addiction and just never stopped doing it. We just continue to coach. Mike's wife as well. So they allow us to just have an awful lot of fun out here. Just on a personal note, I just want to say thanks to my dad. He passed away in November. He started me on my coaching career, and it was a great role model for me throughout his coaching. He started by reading books, and then jumping into the travel soccer and all that, and he's definitely why I'm here and a big part of what I do. All right, JV soccer. We're kind of like the middle child. Every year I get a group of guys, a couple guys from the year past, but we're kind of left out sometimes. Not really well respected, but each year this group comes in and we don't know what we're getting. A few guys left over, Cole usually takes, who he wants, but then we get a new crop in, we're trying to mold these guys into a new identity, trying to figure out who we're going to be. It usually takes about the second game of the season, and we've usually figured out where we're at. This year's group was a great group, did an awesome job, struggling through all the sign-in, the COVID sign-in. I mean, it was a crazy year, as everybody knows. I mean, I never thought I'd be shoveling fields off and, with shovels. I think Nick got the Golden Shovel Award, didn't he, or something like that, for best shoveler on the pitch out there, yeah. But again, it was a really nice group of kids. But again, with the COVID thing, it was a real struggle for us as coaches trying to prep these guys for a season that we really didn't know how it was going to pan itself out. And just a lot of kudos to the kids for sticking with it and working hard, working for each other. Yeah, so like we had 2 weeks to prepare, and it would seem, and one-a-day sessions. We're used to 2 weeks, 2-a-day sessions. And I remember like the first game, there was a free kick, and I'm looking at Mike, and I'm like, we didn't go for balls. And, like how to do, defend against a set piece. And he's like, yeah, we didn't. And so next practice we're thinking, oh man, we need to go over this stuff. So it was just an upside down year. Dark days became lighter, longer days at the end in reverse. Leaves coming on the trees instead of falling off. And cold. So cold. Just brutal cold. It was like, I'd go home and jump in the hot tub, I'd have to get in the shower, and then I could go to bed and finally warm up. It was just brutally cold out there. All right, so JV team by the numbers. Great numbers for these guys. 6-1-1. 35 goals scored, 13 against, 2 shutouts, 15 players on the team with at least a goal or an assist. I'm not a big proponent of like pointing out, at least me personally, leading scores and all that, because there's a whole team out there. I'm not just talking the guys on the field, but on the bench that really work towards the success of the group. There is a big highlight of the year. We all know what that is. Beating Vestal, right? Great story behind this. I worked real close with the Vestal JV coach. He's the other social studies teacher over at Vestal. He calls me up Thursday night. We were going to play Monday. He calls me up Thursday night. He's like, hey, what do you want the score at? I'm like, what are you talking about? And we're good friends, And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can keep it at 3-0 or 5-0. I'm like, all right, whatever. Well, that's great locker room material. So, guys, on Saturday before the game, I said to him, I'm like, listen, this is what he said to me, and we prepared. We talked about playing a little more defensively. I think that got him fired up. So, game plan was great. Ball through. I think it was Brody plays the ball in through to Jack. Jack scores. Of course, he missed the first one. The second one, he gets in, scores the second one. So we're sitting there, Mike and I are looking at each other like, this might work out. And then the guys defended like no team I'd ever coached before. They just worked really hard. Now, granted, we got to luck in some posts and crossbars and all that. Certainly outshot. But the team came together and they worked very hard. And just an awesome win. And as far as I'm concerned, certainly the highlight of the season. All right, words to the players. You guys need to play more. And it doesn't have to be structured soccer. It can be calling each other up and going over to home or brink, kicking against the wall up there, getting touches on the ball. All right, but just play. And a lot of you guys, you need to immerse yourselves in the soccer culture. Pick a team, pick a player. Watch more soccer. It'll make you a better player. All right, varsity players. There's a lot of guys up here that came through the system. Mike and I, first year coaching. It's great to see you guys where you're at. A little unfortunate with the season this year, but it's awesome to see how much you guys have achieved over the course of the years. Very proud of your efforts out there. All right, and that leads me to gear group. For those of you who don't know, we do gear groups. Bo instituted this. Well, he gave me a packet like when I first started coaching, and he didn't do gear group until this year.
Last year.
Yes, well, something like that. Anyway, but I've been doing gear group since day one. So gear group is, we try and get rid of the hierarchy within the team. Everybody carries pennies, ball bag, med kit, and all that. Put them into groups of 4 or 5, whatever it works out to. I have 4 groups, and everyone shares in that responsibility because it's truly a team effort. that we really try to foster within these guys. All right, so it's about developing a team and not developing that hierarchy and everybody having some personal responsibility. So we do some little team competitions. Certainly didn't do as many this year. We did some combined with the varsity, which was really fun. That was Bo's idea, and a really good time out there, I thought. Gear Group 2, where are you guys? So that would be Strato, Evan Bridges, Connor, Tyler Drakowski, and Aiden Wilbur. If you guys would come up, if you're here. Alright, so I got them mini balls. These are even smaller than the ones last year. So what you have to do is you actually have to use these. You got to juggle, alright, every day. Put it on your pillow, sleep with it. Alright? Take it home, make it your best friend. Because next year when you come back, we're going to have a juggling contest. If you can't beat me, there's going to be some issues.
I know that for a fact. Strato's not going to touch me.
Alright. I think that's about it for the JV guys. Alright, thanks parents for bringing these guys to the games and putting up the crazy thing.
Thank you, Coach Goldberg. Now we're going to go on to honoring the senior players. This is one of the highlights of the banquet usually. So the junior players, if you want to come up, whatever order you decided, and we'll get started in that next section. Who's coming up?
Dom wants to. Dom, come on. Come on, Dom. Come on, Dom. Come on. Let's go, Zach. Oh, I have to go up there with you?
Sonny, you should go to the back.
Kiddo, we might not have been playing soccer with each other for very long, but we've had some pretty sweet memories while we've been playing. From the Summer World Cup games to your wonder goal at Johnson City in the Summer World Cup. But I know the goals don't always come that easy to you, so I got you this time. It's a easy read soccer instructional book. I'll read you a page. There is a big net that is called a goal. You kick the ball inside. Ready, set, aim. I did it. Now you're going to miss the net. I also got you this umbrella because I know at the rainy soccer games, as funny as it was watching that umbrella close on your head 400 times, I thought you'd find these Thank you for all the memories, and I'm going to miss you next year.
No, we're not going in order. Come on, Chrissy Poo. What is wrong with
My person is Chris Cook. He is a great influence on our team. He's considered the team dad. So he might seem big on the outside, but whenever we go to lifting, all he wants to do is stretch. So I got him a yoga mat with positions on it that he can try so that he can stretch out from time to time. And another thing is that him and Peyton started like a chess thing with iMessage games and stuff. And Chris here, he doesn't win a lot, so I got him a nice little medal to signify that he can win some. Who's rock, paper, scissors next?
Oh, he got you.
So, I don't know if anyone noticed, but Max is looking pretty good tonight. And he likes to look good at practices, and he shows up with his sunglasses on, and just looks good. His hair, I swim with Max, right? So, I look like an idiot when I get out of the pool. My hair's all over the place. And I always look over, and Max just has perfect hair. So if I were to give Max an award, it'd be perfect hair, Well, you come inside. One thing I got, Max, was this mirror. Style it, even though he still has perfect hair. Got you some mini combs and brushes. You gotta keep one in your pocket just in case. Situation. Big comb. Gotta have one for home. You gotta keep them. And then some stylish sunglasses. For when you come to the turf, where get them hanged up.
I remember the first day Sonny begged me to play soccer. Every day over the summer, he just texted me every day begging me to play soccer. He said, Dominic, if you work with me over the summer, I will make you be the best goalie ever. And so we did. We worked. He trained me really hard, and he said he would be my #1 fan. I think I played 6 varsity seasons with Sonny over my whole career. I actually have not played a full season with him one time because of injuries and COVID. But, he said he would train me every day, become the best goalie ever, and he'd be my #1 fan. So what I did is I got him some pom-poms so he could cheer me on.
If you don't know Noah, he's a new kid on the team this year. You can also find him at the local Austin Fountain. One day at practice, Noah had a bag with 4 items in it that were left at our last game. One of them was mine. He still got to do 10 push-ups to get them back. So I was in the middle of my push-ups. I watched as Noah got out to get the other 3 items. No, I got you this purse, so you can pull out all your items. There's even a little flower on it. That's all I got.
Come on, Matt.
Ask her.
So before I give him his gift, I got a little story to tell. So we're sitting on the bench, cold game. So he brought hand warmers, right? So he gave them to me, and while he was playing, I thought it was a good idea to actually warm up my butt. And so I came back, and I handed them to him. I didn't tell him, but I did. So he proceeds to get them, rub them on his face. decided to, I got you these facial cleaners. Deep clean, so you don't have to worry about any diseases or anything like that. That's
Come on, P.
So, for my first item, our last game against Banquet, Peyton trapped me in his car on the way home. And he asked me about 30 questions on the way home about like what I want to do with my future. I had absolutely no clue. One question I asked Peyton was, "What's your favorite ice cream?" And then I forgot. So I got you. So then I guessed and got you this ice cream. For the second one, you know, many people think that Peyton is a man of few words. But I just think that he doesn't know a lot of words to say. So, I got you his dictionary.
Come on, Charlie. So, me and Stronny here, we go way back. I played soccer with him. Last year on varsity, we played some travel together. And this year on varsity. And, but just one thing that I noticed is different from last season and this season, other than the obvious things, you know, like different players and the whole COVID thing. That this year, we seem to not have any music during our warm-up. So to help out our little buddy here who forgot to play the music, I got you a Bluetooth speaker, and I got you an aux cord too, so you have no excuse if you ever need to play again. So I'll admit, you know, my time with Stronny has been fun. Having him back there at center back it's very assuring as a midfielder, just have him back there, so even if you mess up. And what? Oh. But that only applies when you're actually on the field, and not when you're on the bench injured for half the season. To help with that, I got you the cheapest knockoff Icy Hot I could find at Rite Aid. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for this team, even if you've been slack in some areas.
First of my gift is for Aaron. Many times throughout the season, Aaron had different injuries going on. So I wanted to help him out. And for any future injuries he has a pair of crutches now. Make sure he gets around.
Great job, juniors. Just know sophomores and modified kids coming up, you're going to have your own someday to get back at them. And no joke, Noah, there's a pair of pants and a water bottle. The next on the program are the graduating senior remarks. I spoke to the seniors. Not every single one wants to go through it, unless they do, but they think collectively as a group or a small group, they're going to come up and say a few words right now. Whoever's comfortable.
I'm not sure if anyone else wrote a speech, so I guess I'll speak for everyone else, or on behalf of everyone else. Last banquet, I remember Bo saying that he would remind the seniors to let them know that they didn't have a speech, and Bo did not inform any of the seniors that we did. But I'd like to take this time to thank everyone that I think I need to thank, starting out with the coaches. Bo, obviously, you're a great coach, best high school coach in the area. Not many high schools have a coach like you that's played at a high level and coached at a high level. I was lucky to have you for travel, even more fortunate to have you for high school, and Maynard was lucky to have you, so thank you. Next up, we have Adam. Adam's not here today, but I'd like to thank Adam. I didn't hear Adam speak at all through my high school season, but I guess he helped out somehow. Zach Green joined us this season, a player that graduated from Maynardville. We're lucky to have Zach, even though he was only present for a few practices. Zick, Mr. Zick was a great friend, obviously. I didn't know him long enough, wish I knew him more, but I knew one thing about him is that he was a great man, and that everyone that got to know him should be very fortunate, and I will remember you forever. Cover and economo. I had my macroeconomics test today. I had them for JV. It was great. We were very fortunate to get them from Vestal, so big thank you to them for coaching me. I learned a lot from them. They definitely helped me progress in my career, especially Cover, having the whole team run because Stride and I did not have our shin guards in for warm-ups. I see how that translated to varsity, so I never wore my shin guards in the back. I'd like to thank you. Maynardville was only strengthened and by bringing you guys in. T. Darps was my modified coach. I learned many things from him on and off the field. I'd like to thank him for a great season. Definitely, we went undefeated. We beat Vestal, beat Covert, so that was great. I'd like to thank my parents. I definitely wouldn't be here without them. They definitely provided me with everything I needed to excel and succeed. They were always there to drive me to practice, not only myself, but as well as my 3 other siblings, so they definitely worked hard to get me here today. Last, I'd like to thank the team. I was very fortunate to have great teams through my whole high school season, and I'd like to thank you guys for just busting their butt every day. And they're not only skilled, but they show up, work hard, and try to improve every day. And it was a blast hanging out with you guys, and some of the memories we made I'll never forget. Best of luck in the future, and be best next year.
As for Bo, I didn't have anything planned, but roses are red, violets are blue. Thank you for a great season, Bo. I love you.
Great job, guys. Few things. I'm gonna start off here with Adam. Like I said, Adam couldn't be here. Something came up last second, so he sent me this that he wanted to say to everybody. Good evening, everyone. I want to apologize for not being able to attend tonight's banquet, and I wish I could be there with you all. This year's season was definitely one to remember. Although it was a strange one, it was still an absolute blast. We finished with an overall record of 5 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties, as well as 25 goals for, with only 4 goals against. I want to thank the kids for such an amazing season, because even with the short time we had together, they came ready to work and get better every day. The improvements from everyone from the first day to the last was nothing short of amazing, and I appreciate you guys making my first season so easy. I want to thank all the parents this year as well. I know it could not have been easy for you with all the different practices and game times, so I just want to make sure you all know I'm very grateful for your support and help all year. Lastly, I want to thank Coach Bo, Coach Denton, Coach Economo. Without you guys, I wouldn't be in this position to even coach this year. Denton and Mike, with their years of experience, yes, that is an old joke, but they really know and understand the game and stepped in they stepped in to even help and talk to my players at times this year with some great coaching points. The kids and I really appreciate the guidance that helped us get better. I have been assisting Bo for the past 5 years at the varsity level, and I cannot imagine learning so much from anyone else. I promise you, I did not insert these. He wrote these about himself. He has such a knowledge of the game and sees things in a different way that others would not even think of. Although he's an amazing coach, he's an even better person and one of my best friends throughout our time together. He was behind the scenes this year, helping me, and probably, there's like 5 more paragraphs of stuff. And when he goes on, this is an amazing coaching staff, and we all get along so well. At least until Bo steals Denton players, Denton steals mine. Thank you all for a great first season, and I'm glad to be a Spartan. So, from Adam, who's unable to be here. So there's so many things to be given through this season. The word unique, unprecedented times, I've been used so many times. You've all heard it many times, and it takes a committee to get through what we did. The unknowns, the things that could change day to day. Like Adam said, the scheduling changes last second, the game changes, the COVID policies, and it definitely wasn't easy, and I don't envy this group. I feel everyone asked me going into this season, how do you think? You're losing some good players, you lost a bunch of players here and there, and I'm like, I feel great. We're going to be better this year, and we're going to keep getting better. I go, this group, to me, I have never coached a more committed group from top to bottom who just love the game of soccer. And that goes to what Coach Colbert was saying earlier. This group watches the game. They study the game. They go and call each other, and they just play pickup. That makes a huge difference. When COVID was going on there in the summer, and it was in the thick of it, and coach was like, what are you doing with your team? I'm like, I don't have to do anything while I feel like I'm taking the easy road out, because I know they're doing it themselves, because they just love it, and it's that passion that's just going to get them better, and that's why I felt we were going to have such a successful season, and why at the same time I feel so bad that you didn't get to compete for championships. So it's not easy, it's out of your control, but all of you, especially the seniors, you came in and you practiced every day like we were playing for a championship. Every game was your last. I think COVID showed us that things can be taken away from you, and you guys embraced that and embraced the opportunities that we had together. There was many games that we could have easily have won a lot more than we did this season. But the attitude from the players coming off to me at halftime when they were subbed out was, we need to get this player a goal. We need to get that player a goal. This person needs to score. It's not the selfishness of saying, hey, why am I not playing? Why am I not getting more time? But it's looking out for each other. And this truly, every year I say it, it's a unique group. I said it for my first year, it's a special group. But this truly is another special group who embodies family and team collectively. And I think through everything this group has gone through, the 9 seniors we have here, and then the everybody else, the underclassmen coming up, Spartan Soccer has a great future. And it's led by what the character and personalities you guys bring every day. Going on, I want to thank a few people. I want to thank Lori for all that you do, keeping me sharp with everything, reaching out to me when I may be forgetting something, and all the help behind the scenes allows me to go and coach, and that's why I'm here. I want to coach. I don't want to do everything else, and while I maybe say, hey, it's up to you, I put you, and we talk, and we're in a position where I trust that you're just going to do what's best for everybody, and that's greatly, greatly appreciated. Mark Pellerino for doing the scorebook, even being the most enthusiastic ball boy as well. It's that, yeah, getting the ball when we need to, and then all the ball boys and girls, all your siblings that have helped us throughout the year is a huge help. Jason Nebro with the video. Those are videos that I've sent that's helped us because I've not only watched for feedback and talked to some players about it, but I've sent those to other coaches. I've sent them to other coaches that allowed me to now to do video exchanges, and it comes full circle. So those are big things that is very, very important for the education of our team, and then just to help us continue to go forward. Brian Carty with announcing, Steve Lane with the clock as well. It's something that it's great to know that with those 2 things during the game, I can focus, like I said before, I can focus on coaching and things are taken care of. I know I'm going to be forgetting somebody here, but I want to also thank just Denton and Mike and Adam. Just building a program is something I wanted to come in and say. I wanted to put a strong structure. Our modified team, putting Adam in there. When Coach Darpino decided to take a different route, go a different direction. Adam's been with me 5 years, and he was there before I was, from day one. And I thought, he coaches the kids, he commits his time, he volunteers his time on the youth side of things. And I thought there wasn't a better person to build that relationship, build that program with. He understands what we're about, and I think from what he did this year, Adam, like you were joking around, he's a quiet person, but he's passionate and he's understanding of the game, and he's trying to make these kids better, and I think that was a great decision. And hopefully you modified boys enjoyed your season, your first season being a Spartan soccer player. And with Denton and Mike, just we joke about what players is Bo going to take or get hurt, this and that and everything, but they do a great job. It is that middle child like they talked about. Modified is an area where you're excited. Everyone's excited. Your kid's first time playing a school sport. You have that enthusiasm. And then when you're on varsity, all right, you're seniors, but then there's the JV kids that's nurturing the program and help grow the program, which is very huge and critical, not only on the field, but for who we're trying to develop and the personalities, who they are sitting here today. So it goes a long way for what they do on and off the field for your boys and for our program. Zach, just coming and helping this year. Zach came over, and he's always somebody I've had in mind that I knew he was in the area. I wasn't sure what his time commitment was, but he's a player coach. Even as a player, he's somebody that would give feedback. He's a student of the game. Unfortunately, he's a Liverpool fan, but he's still a student of the game that loves watching it. And Coach Colbert talked about when he gave his speech about his dad and what his dad meant to him. And we're talking about, then he mentioned about Zach. And Zach, who's a player, who used to be a player here, is now coaching. And we have the modified kids here. Just think of the generations of soccer that were just discussed here alone, and the thanks and the praise and that for everybody to help get the modified players who are here to be sitting here in a few years and everything, and then maybe coming back and being part of the coaching staff, whether it's main end goal or not. You're giving back to others and you're helping others succeed in different areas of life. So I think that's very important, and I noticed that with the different generations. Obviously, I can't forget my wife. I need to thank her. This year was very, very difficult for my wife and I in many, many ways, and the support that we gave I had from her to continue to go to the field and that be my therapy, to where I don't have to worry anything about coaching, was very, very, very key to just what everything this year has brought, and I thank everyone for allowing me that continued opportunity. Before I came today, before we start wrapping it up here with some awards, before I came here today, my daughter, she was asking me what's a banquet. And we were throwing out different words. We're like, it wraps up the season, or words, it puts closure on the season, it ends it. So I say that, and I'm going to go back and talk about the game of soccer and the whistle. When the whistle's blown, everybody thinks about, all right, whistle blows, let's stop. But really, the whistle is go. The whistle is, I blow the whistle because it was a foul. I need to get ready for what's next. I need to go prepare to defend. I need to go prepare to start the game. The whistle blows when the full time's up. I need to go on and get ready for whatever's next. Well, the metaphor I'm trying to use is the whistle is our banquet. It's not closure. It's not stopping it. We're not blowing the whistle. We're starting what's next. So for you seniors, what you learned, the relationships, the friendships after the Binghamton game, I said it's not the goals we're scoring. It's this you guys circling up, arms around each other, the bond that you're going to have forever, to be that family, to move forward, and to grow those memories, and with the guidance of all your parents, and make sure you're thanking them and everything. But the whistle that I'm talking about right now is go. Go do more. Go do what you learned. Embrace, for those that are coming back, the opportunities to try to score more goals than these seniors, win more games than these seniors. Do better than you did last year. And then the seniors that are moving on, go take the lessons you've learned and start the next chapter of your life, but never forget being you're always part of the Spartan family. So thank you to everybody. So where I want to go now, we'll go with the program, is some of the coaches, the presentations and gifts. So I give out 3 awards every year. One of them is actually before I go into that, there were 8 players this year: Noah, Justin, Nate, Liam, Nick, Frankie, Corin, and Zach, that earned their first varsity letter. So congratulations to them. Make sure when you're done here, you come and get your badge, any badge. Everybody else that's on varsity, come and get your pin. And if you already received the varsity letter, and I'm just reading what I was told by the school. So you guys get a badge. Everybody else, there's a pin that makes sure you come grab your pin at the end of the program. Okay, so 3 awards that I want to give out. One is our top scorer. Our top scorer this year, we had one thing I was very happy that we were able to do is we were allowed to get lots of players involved. We were allowed to get lots of players to score this year. Everybody was able, whether it was senior night or a different game, able to start a game this year. And those are the things we were looking at and trying to do. I guess before I mention this, I want to say that congratulations also to Sam Romanowski and Will Navarella. Both have made All-State this year. So congratulations to them. I think when you talk about soccer, the award for whatever awards you get, they're team. They're led by the team. If you don't have a great team to support you, that's one thing you got to be aware of, that you're not going to have these accolades that come with it. For when it comes to All-State, All-Region, whatever it is that we may get one day, for Section 4, it's Class A and AA. So it's just not between big. It's all of Class A and AA. It's Elmira. And there's only a limited amount of selections, and the coaches from all those schools, they all vote and they have all their say and everything. But for us to get in a year, that was the way it was. And for us to get 2 players, I think that says a lot, especially junior players. It says a lot for our future. But with that comes a target on your back and high expectations. So we make sure you don't get complacent, and we keep working forward, and we strive for better next year. So that goes into saying I want to congratulate top scorer this year with 14 goals and 9 assists, Will Navarella. Okay, the next award that I like to get out, we started last year. And for those of you that are new to the program, modified, those of you, the millions watching at home on streaming, thank you. Give out a Coach Zick Award. Coach Zick is a person who's been part of the main annual program for years and years and years. And words can't describe what he's meant to so many of these boys and the program himself. So in his passing last year, we put in a Coach Zick Award that will be given out annually. And when you hear this, you'll think of the recipient of last year's award, Peyton Bennett, fits into a T. This year's recipient, I'm going to read this, and I think there were so many boys out there that could have been awarded this, and there's so many because of the things I talked about earlier, your personalities. But there was one player, I think, that went above and beyond, who would go and not complain and do whatever they wanted. They were carrying goals when it wasn't their equipment group. They were doing whatever was needed. So the Coach Zick Award, this award is given to the boys soccer player in honor of Coach Zick. Coach Zick had the biggest heart. He was supportive of everyone and always went above and beyond. His kindness and generosity will never be forgotten. The individual receiving this award not only displayed these characteristics throughout the season, but is seen by his teammates as a possible role model, just like Coach Zick was to everyone that we had the privilege of knowing him. This has nothing to do about the ability to play soccer, but who you are, what you do. And like I said, Peyton Bennett describes the Coach Zick Award. And going on to the Coach Zick Award, unfortunately, he's not here this year, but it's Corin Shields. So, Corin got the Coach Zick Award. Corin is a player that would show up, he'd get to practice whenever. He would not complain about anything, whether we needed to throw him in goal for a session, he needed to play up front, in the back, out wide. He'd go pick up goals, anything. Corin is somebody that lives his faith, he lives who he is as a person all around, and so that's why we will be giving this award this year to Corin Shields. The last award is the team MVP. And it's great every year to get the players' feedback, get their votes on the MVP. And most valuable player. It's not necessarily the one who scores the most goals. It's not necessarily the one who's the best leader. It's just the person all around who was our rock. Who was the person this year that we relied on, that the team looked to, that would have made a huge difference if we didn't have. And this year's MVP is voted on by the team is Peyton Bennett.
Speech.
So lastly, before Lori comes up and says a few things, I also want to recognize just lastly the new faces within the varsity program. And when I talk to coaches, 25 kids on the roster. You could think, wow, that's a lot. But there's teams and players out there that didn't even have teams this year. There was 2 teams that we played at the varsity level. They couldn't field the JV team. So the likes of having new players, having Zach, having Noah, having Dom come out, new players, new faces is huge. And hopefully their lasting impression is to get more players to come out, to want to enjoy to come back for more, and to keep building the culture that we have. And that's how you build a program. And hopefully all of you seniors, new players as well that have come to join us, got it on the Bluetooth now, Sonny's, that you guys will continue to come back and show the same enthusiasm that you show day in and day out. So thank you parents, thank you everybody, thank you Riverdale. I'm so glad we're able to have this today. And again, Lori, thank you for everything you did to put this together. Senior night, those of you I didn't thank, I know there's a lot of people who went into it. Like I said, I'm forgetting somebody and I apologize. It's not intentional. So remember, our whistle was blown, but we're going forward to what's next. For those of you coming back next year and continuing to work hard, to strive for more, and then seniors, best of luck to all of you.
All right, so we're going to go with the players' gifts first. I'm just too short. Obviously, we have our senior banners up here, and you guys get to take those tonight. Don't pull them down at the end of the night. We'll tell you how to get them down, but they're yours. And then, in addition to that, we have individual gifts for the players. We have pictures from your senior night. This is Aaron's. And we also have a couple of goodies in here. So, I have a senior, obviously. It's a little bittersweet. And I want you guys to remember that everything you learned in the Maine Mental Soccer program, you can take with you in life. Dedication, hard work, teamwork, camaraderie. You're gonna have a lot of things going forward, college, careers, etc. Remember what you learned here and take it going forward in your life because it will serve you well. The world is out there waiting for you. Take it. So now we're going to do the gifts one at a time. Who's first?
We have
Strati and Astos. Sunny Abar. Peyton Bennett, I think is next. Peyton? Noah Cole. Christopher Cook. Max DeLuca. Zach Kittle. So Zach Green is a friend of my stepson's, and it was great to see him come out this season and help the team also, and we have a little thank you for you. And last but not least, Bo. We also have something for you. Only half of your gift is here, unfortunately. The other is held up in the fund that is the U.S. Postal Service. So this is half of your gift. Your dedication to the team is unmatched. We really appreciate it. It's been wonderful. As I mentioned, Zach is a friend of my stepson. Bo's first year was JV's senior year, and we've had joy watching Bo coach both of our boys, and now coaching Christopher, and we really appreciate your time, your attention to the team, your dedication. Thank you very much.
I just want to say real quick, Dirk, did you notice the winter hat in the picture? So I guess that's it. Everybody, don't forget to come get your pins. Again, thank you to everybody for showing today, putting up with everything this year. I thought it was a great way for us to do a recap of our season, and couldn't have worked out better. So thank you, everybody.
You guys didn't like it?
I loved it.
You're looking at that speaker like you're all in.